All right. Okay, so hey, so when I talk about success and everything, I like to I like it to like break it down into different areas of your life. So look, this is how I'm gonna do my best to draw it. I'm drawing with my mouth. So think of it this way. So you have this right here. This is basically your ideal life, okay? Ideal life. I'm trying to spell here with my actually I can probably use my finger. All right. So this is your ideal life, okay? And below it, you're gonna have these different areas of your life. So I always listen to this video every morning with Earl Nightingale, and he talks about what's the definition of success. The definition of success is you continuously pursuing a worthy ideal. Another way of saying that is that you have goals and you're pursuing your goals. You are establishing your goals yourself and you're choosing to move towards your goals that you've established for yourself. This is success. It's not the amount of money you have in your bank account. It isn't everything else that you created in your life. As long as you're pursuing something that you've set for yourself, you are successful. Now, I get it. You may not feel successful, right? Your bank account may not reflect the success that you want. The progress that you have may not reflect the success that you want. That's true. But everything starts with feeling successful now, before you have any of those things. Everything starts there. You start feeling successful when you begin to work towards these worthy ideals, these ideals that you've established for yourself. Okay. It isn't that I said, hey, these are your goals and you have to pursue this. No, is that you said, these are my goals and I'm going to pursue these goals. That makes you successful. That's the definition of success. Okay. And then once you're successful, once you feel the success, like truly feel it within yourself, the money comes. Okay. The progress and the results that you want to produce, they come along as well. Everything starts coming. Okay. But you have to first begin to work towards it, right? This is physical work. You're taking the actions necessary to create the results that you want to create in your life. This is the manifestation process, basically, right? But more importantly, you're manifesting what you want. Okay. You're not manifesting what other people want for you. You're not an employee in this case. None of you are employees. All of you are entrepreneurs. All of you can create a very successful business for yourself. You have the potential to do that. And if you have goals to accomplish within your business, closing X amount of deals per month, per year, making X amount of money per year, those are your goals, right? Great. And you're working towards them. I'm going to say right now, every single one of you right now in this meeting, you guys are all successful because you have these goals set and you're working towards them. And this is the definition of success. Now, the results you're going to produce, they will come eventually as long as you're committed, you're working every day towards them, and as long as you're willing to learn and grow and expand yourself. And most importantly, as long as you have the right attitude. If you really want to create an ideal life, then you have to really have the proper attitude to create it. Because if you're like, okay, this shit doesn't work, then you're not going to fucking produce anything you want to produce. It's not possible, right? That attitude just fucks everything up for you. It destroys your entire future. You can't have a poor attitude when it comes down to creating a great future for yourself. It's fucking impossible, right? And I get it. We want results right now, but it doesn't work that way either, does it? Results are delayed, but the emotion of success you can feel right now, and that's where it all starts. Okay. So this whole area up here, this is your ideal life. This is you with the money and the success of your marriage or the relationships you have with your spouse and your children. This is you being this up here is you like healthy and strong and fit, sexy, whatever whatever you want with your body. This is you right here with a strong relationship with your with your God, with your spiritual self, whatever it is that you believe spiritually or religiously. This is you right here with that personality, like the character and personality that you've been trying to establish within yourself, the fucking confidence, the you being happy, you knowing that you can basically overcome any obstacle that comes along the path in your life. You can overcome it. Any challenge, you can do it. Any skill you need to learn, you can learn. You know this about yourself, your personality, and your character. Up here, what else? This is your not only money, but the success of your business, right? This is the ideal life of yours, all right? And then you have these pillars, these columns down here, and each of these represent a different part of your life, right? And I've established this in a way where each column is is tactically positioned in this picture, okay? So on the corners here, right? This one here and this one here, right? These are the two most important ones. And the way, at least this is, you can adjust it the way you guys want it to be. But for me, what is the most important things for me in my life? First things first is going to be my connection to God. So my spirituality, right? Someone's going to write spirit here. That's one thing that's really important for me. I need to have this. This is basically the foundation in which I established my entire reality is based on my understanding of spirituality, my understanding of energy, my understanding of what God is to me, and the relationship that I have with God, right? This is important to me. So I just put spirit there. On the other side here, I have to be I have to be very honest, it's going to be the relationships that I have basically with with my wife and my son. Now, they're the two most important people in my life, okay? Now, I have a relationship with my brothers and sisters, but I'm not always around them. I have a relationship with my mom, my friends, things like that, with you guys, but I'm not always around you. I'm always around my wife and my son, okay? Pretty much all the time. So those relationships for me are incredibly important, okay? If I had like I'm sure we can all agree with this. Relationships, especially the intimate relationships that you have with a person that you're with, right? Your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, right? They can bring a lot of joy in your life. But we, on the opposite side, they can bring a lot of pain in your life. Now, that really just depends on the health of the relationship, right? And again, if you don't have healthy relationships, you can you can have all the money in the world. You can be healthy and fit and sexy and awesome, right? You can have a successful business and be the most incredible person. You have a poor relationship, your life sucks. Period. Your life sucks because you can bring so much pain into your life if it isn't healthy. And in a relationship, it takes two people to really build that, to work on it, and to really establish a very healthy relationship. Okay. And that's why I put it there. These corner pillars, these corner columns, they're to me, they're the most important ones. Okay. That's why I put them there. Now, when I go inward a bit, I have I have other areas of my life. So right here, I'd end up putting my personality. Right, I'm trying to write this in my fingers. So there's my personality, my character, the person I am as an individual. Right. Look, for me, I have certain qualities that I try to meet every day. I need to be strong and confident, right? I need to be high in energy. I need to be spiritual. I need to be passionate. I need to be I need to be fun and intelligent and wise and committed and and disciplined and all these other qualities that I have for myself that I really like. I have a list that I read every day, and this is what I state. These are all I am statements. I'm intelligent and wise. I'm enlightened and transcended. I'm confident and strong and passionate. Like all these words that I've said, I've written out that I'm trying to claim within myself, within my own personality, so I can then live by live by these qualities because this is who I want to be. Right? I don't want to be the shy guy that's afraid of going out there and working or a confrontation and all that stuff. I want to know how to really how to handle myself in different situations, right? And this is how I claim who I am. This is my personality. This is who I am, my character, right? It's taken me, I've been working on this for about 20 years, people, right? 20 years. This is the result. This is the result of 20 years right now. So that's one area there. The other area is going to be my health, right? So, right. So this is my health. Look, just like with relationships, if you're not healthy, it doesn't matter how much money you've got, okay? It doesn't matter if you're an amazing person. If you're dying with cancer in the hospital and you're hospitalized and you have all these machines hooked up to you, especially as a man, you feel fucking worthless. Worthless to your family. You feel like you're a burden to them. You don't feel like you bring any value to the table because you're fucking just stuck there. You can't do anything. Take care of your health. Don't ever get to that point. Imagine them like I'm almost 40 years old. Thank God I haven't had any heart attacks or any of that stuff. But I've been taking care of myself for pretty much most of my life. I've been studying health and understanding what that means to me. Every morning I have a routine that I do certain things, consume certain products that are healthy for me, that I know are healthy for me because I've done the research and I've been working on this for over 20 years now. And so I know what I do. I know what I consume, right? I know what I need to do to be healthy. I understand my body. I've been studying this stuff. Why do I do this? Because I want to fucking be healthy. I don't want to be the 45, 50-year-old man who has cancer, who has heart problems, who has diabetes, who has all these fucking all this stuff wrong with their body because I can't enjoy my life that way. Great, I have a ton of money, but okay, I'm stuck. I'm stuck in a hospital bed. How can I enjoy my money when I'm stuck? I'm paying freaking hospital bills, right? Every day, right? That's where all my money's going. All because I didn't take care of my health. Take care of your health. It's important, okay? It really is. So don't don't ignore it, please. If you haven't started yet, start now, okay? Like go get a blood test, talk to doctors, have them do a thorough blood test, not just like the simple blood test. You want them to go in there. You want them to like test for things. To have them take a stool test. Have them test your biome, see how your see how your probiotics are. If you have to take some more. And I'm going to tell you right now, every single one of us here who live in this country, we need probiotics because the food we eat destroys our biome, right? And that's a big part of our health. So start learning this stuff. There's so much to learn, all right? There's so much to learn, especially with health, because it gets pretty intense. And then the middle one here is your finances slash your business, right? Now I put it in the middle, not because it's the least important, but because it's I guess that's it. It is the least important. Like again, you can have a lot of finances, but have no spirituality, and your life you feel empty inside. You know, you can have all this finances and not have the character and personality that you really want to have. You're just a terrible person, but you have a lot of money. Who fucking cares, right? No one likes you anyways. You have a lot of money, but you have no health. You're stuck in a hospital because you've been diagnosed with a disease that could have been prevented if you would have just taken care of your body, right? Or you have a lot of money and your relationships suck. You feel lonely, right? Again, money, it does help, but it's not everything. We already know this. I know across the board we already know this. Okay. Look, here's a scenario. You have a person who's really working on their finances, and maybe they're getting really, really fit. And it looks kind of like this. Let me see. I'm trying to find the eraser. So it looks kind of like this. If you actually watch this. So all right. So let me get a pen again. So their spirituality is here, the personality is right here, and then their relationships are right there, right? But their health and their finances, they keep on growing and they're building up this ideal life, right? I'm going to tell you right now, this person can't sustain the ideal life. It's impossible because they're not working on their spirituality, they're not working on their personality, and they're not working on their relationships. What eventually happens is this, and you may have seen it with some people, is that their life comes crumbling down all the way to where where it is, all the way to where everything else kind of like balances out. Because if you just work on your finances and on your health, you can bring it up pretty high, but eventually it ends up collapsing because you don't have any spirituality. The spiritual column isn't supporting, the personality column isn't supporting, and the relationship column isn't supporting because you're not working on those things. Okay. And I chose these five. You can break it up into even more areas of your life, but I choose these five areas because I think they're the most relatable. They're the most common across the board with most people. Okay. And so This is what happens to people. This like a good example is Brandon. This is exactly what happened to Brandon. Brandon is the owner of of the franchise, right? You First Realty. He's been he started off with mortgages back in Vegas. This guy was making a ton of money, okay? A ton of money. He had a couple of $1 million in real estate. He had a ton of money saved. He was making a shitload of money. And so he he was successful. Now, I don't know where he was exactly with his finances. He's obviously up there. I'm not sure where he was with everything else. Like, I really can't tell you. But 2008 came and his life came crumbling down. Okay. If he would have been stable spiritually, with his personality, his finances, his health, and his relationships, he would have been able to sustain what happened in 2008. But he wasn't able to because he didn't have all these other areas established. He didn't. Okay. And now I don't know personally how his life was back then, but I can tell you just from my understanding of this is exactly what happened to him. So everything came crumbling down. He went from being basically a multimillionaire to only having $10,000 cash in his bank account. And he's moved his entire family from Vegas to Colorado, to Denver. And he only had a couple of months left to pay for the rent at the place he was renting. Again, this guy has 7 kids, all right? 7 children, 7 kids. He got his real estate license and he just started working his ass off, okay? He's been in the business for I think about 13 years, 13 roughly. Yeah, 13 or 14 years or so. He's back at being a millionaire. He's making at least 7 figures every year now. Okay. He has 120 some agents in his brokerage, and he's already established a franchise. All right. It took him 10 years to get back up there. And I can see that he's more stable with his personality, with his relationships. I can see that he's stable he started to lose weight and things like that. I'm not sure how he is with his spirituality. He used to be Mormon and he got out of the religion. So he has a lot of resentment towards Christians. But that's his situation, right? Um, but you know, he's more up there. He's more stable. He can sustain this ideal life now. His mindset is better. I've noticed because I've spoken to this guy and I multiple times. I talk to him at least a couple of times a week just to kind of keep up with stuff. I know where he is, right? I don't know everything about his life personally, but I know where he is. But he's a good example of hitting basically rock bottom and then fucking building up again, right? And this what happens to a lot of people, right? This has happened to some like pretty much, if not all of us, most of us, right? I've hidden this bottom as well, right? This is why it happens. This is why it happens. This is why I preach to all of you to work on these areas of your life, okay? Don't think it's just about money because it's not just about money, okay? It's not. Money helps. That's great. But if you don't focus on your health, cool, you'll be the richest man in the graveyard. That's the expression, I believe, right? Who wants that? Great, you're wealthy, but you're dying. Whoa, right? And you can't lack spirituality. I believe deep down inside that all this is created from divine consciousness, right? And this really drives me in life, right? That I am created from God Himself, and we're all created from God, right? And this see allows me to see all of you in the same page. We all have the same potential. We're all spiritual beings having human experience. It's not that I'm special, I'm created from God, and then the rest of you are not. No, we're all created from the same creator, from divine consciousness, right? And this really gives me a view of life that inspires me. And when it comes to my personality, I know I have to become a better person. I know I have to like establish certain qualities within myself to be able to, for instance, speak in front of all of you right now with this energy, with this intensity, to try to be impactful. All I have is my voice to really capture your attention and my amazing drawings here, right? My scribbles, whatever this is. But I have to I have to have a certain level of character and personality to come here and deliver, right? My finances, of course, they're important because everything in this reality that we live in requires money, right? You need a roof over your head, you need money. You need food, you need money. You need cars and vehicles and other things. You want luxury stuff, you need money for all of it. So finances are incredibly important. My health, absolutely. Again, I don't like getting sick at all, right? And I haven't gotten sick for the past, I want to say for the past year or so, I haven't gotten sick at all. I think I might have gotten like a little fever maybe a year and a half ago. It lasted for like 6 hours. I don't know what the heck hit me. And then, but for the most part, like I'm good. I've gotten my blood checked and everything. I think my estrogen was just a little low. But other than that, the doctor said I was good. I was like, hell yeah, bro. So I just keep going and I keep improving myself in my health. And of course, in my relationships, I've been with my wife for it's gonna be 14 years in December. And yeah, it's way different now than it used to be. Okay. That's all I can say about that. And it is better. Can it get better? Absolutely. Do we still have our problems and our issues? Yes, of course. We're not perfect. We're still working on that. But again, way better than it used to be before. And then I'm trying to establish myself as a father to my son. I have a 7-year-old boy. And yes, I'm trying to establish the type of relationship that I want to have with him, to be an example for him more than anything. That's really what I really want to be for my son, right? Because he eventually has to become a man himself. And what does that really mean? What does that mean to me? And what ideals of a man do I really want to pass down to him? Right? These are my relationships. All this matters. All this is connected. Okay. So don't just work on your finances. Work on all of this little by little every single day. Figure out what it is that you want spiritually, what it is that you want with yourself as a character, your personality, what type of person you want to be, your level of confidence and self-image, of course, your finances and your business, your health and your relationships. Figure out what you want in these areas. And what happens here is that you begin to move closer and closer and closer to the ideal life that you're trying to establish for yourself, okay? Because that ideal life is for you. It's for you to determine what that means to you, okay? And to create it. And again, more than anything, understand this. It's not easy. It's going to be incredibly challenging, okay? And I'm sure it already has been for a lot of you or all of you. And it's okay. Those challenges are good for you. Okay. I'll embrace challenge. You get excited when you face challenges because challenges are gifts. They're opportunities for you to learn, to grow, and to develop skills. Okay. That's one thing. You can take away everything from me, but you can't take away the skills and the experience that I've developed. Because with that, I can come back and bounce right back to where I was before. I've seen it with Brandon. Brandon did it, right? I've seen it with a ton of other people. There's tons of success stories out there of people hitting rock bottom and or everything being taken from them, but they still have the skills of becoming a multimillionaire or making a ton of money, of selling the sales part of it and all this other stuff. They take those same skills, go right back in it, and they end up becoming millionaires again in half the time it took them to become millionaires the first time. Sometimes even less, sometimes even like a quarter of the time. If it took them 10 years, they could probably become a millionaire within the next 2 years, 2.5 years, and that's fast, by the way. And it's because they already have the skills necessary to do it and the proper mindset, right? And then getting to that point, you reanalyze your life. You're like, okay, I need to change this. I need to work on this. I need to work on that. And you come back even stronger and better. But some people just quit. They hit rock bottom and they never get out of it. And you've seen that to happen to some people. But it's because they don't understand this. Okay. So this is my lecture for today. Any questions or comments? Does anybody want to add to any of this?